Okay, so now I sort of switched positions. Earlier you were down there where I've got all the boxes and my computer and where I've been taking my notes and everything. All the way down here I have a photography setup. There's a camera right here mounted on. This is a enlarger for photography, but I'm using this for taking pictures. So I've got my little tray here full of the bones that I sorted out earlier, and I'm going to go through these bones and take pictures of them from predetermined orientations. So you could imagine when you have an object like this, like a bone. This is the pelvis. There's a lot of different ways that you could look at it. And as I rotate this around, you can see that imagining the way how you're looking at it is a picture. If I take it in a particular orientation, later when I go back to look at it, I can't change how I have it positioned. Or if I'm looking at hundreds of different animals that have, for the same structure, for example, the hip here, I want them to be in as close to the same orientation as possible so that I can compare between them. And so the orientations that I've decided on vary depending on the bones that I'm looking at. But for the most part, you could almost imagine like a police lineup, that I have most of the objects will be photographed in sort of a straightforward and then on its side. So most structures will get 2 photographs each. A few will get 3. But anyway, so how do I do that? How do I get them in a particular orientation? Using all sorts of fun little tools. So the thing that I've been doing the most is using clay on a little base here. And the clay is soft and a little bit sticky to it, and so you can take one of these bones and I can position it onto the clay in the orientation that I need it. In this case, this is the pelvis, the hip, and I want to take a picture of it looking straight down on top of it. So if I was to hold this up in front of the cell phone camera, the image that I'll end up taking will look something like this. So why the silly head goggles? Well, that's because these things are really, really, really tiny. And so by using these are jeweler's magnifying, really, I guess I'd call them a loop, but it's like a mask. It's crazy. It looks really silly. But I can, really look in and see the detail, and I'm pretty blind, so these are very useful. Anyway, once I have it positioned the way that I want, I'll put it underneath the camera here. I don't know if you can see. Can you see this? Over here on my photography setup, I'll bring you a little bit closer. I forgot a part. I have a scale bar here. This is in millimeters. So every image that's captured will have the information that I took it on this date, the museum specimen identification. In this case, it's actually incorrect. This is 1849-47. The specimen's 1849-49, so I need to actually erase this and put a new one on. But this way, every picture that I take, even if it ends up getting lost or misplaced, I'll still be able to look back and figure out where I got this specimen from, and even look it up and find the extra information, like where it came from, what species it is, that type of information. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for a moment.